Hey everyone, this is Electra. I am safe in my hotel room in the state of Illinois near Chicago. I do want to say a few words about the tragic event today in Utah. I found out about it while I was driving to Chicago from St. Louis, about an hour into the drive. I was shocked, really. I wasn't, I guess no one was expecting this. These things just happen, unfortunately. They're always a shock. And it's never good to have a martyr made of the side that you don't consider yourself to be a part of. How often have you heard of a martyr on the losing side of any issue or conflict or war or ideology? They don't really exist from what I can remember in any situation. And I can't help but think of the abolitionist Elijah Lovejoy, who, like me, lived in St. Louis and ended up moving to Alton, Illinois, which is just it's on the Mississippi River, just like 5 miles north of St. Louis or so. So anyway, so he went to Alton, Illinois to publish a abolitionist journal. And he figured, being in Illinois, he'd be safe. It's a free state, and it's an anti-slavery state. And of course, even like today, there's a lot of parts of especially southern Illinois that are not the most progressive places. So, long story short, Elijah Lovejoy is murdered by a pro-slavery mob in Alton, Illinois, and his printing press, to add insult to injury, was thrown into the Mississippi River, and that was the end of Elijah Lovejoy. He was like 31. He died in 1837, so this was very early in the abolitionist cause. He was very much on the front runner of that. This was still 23 years before the Civil War would even begin. And my point is that we remember Elijah Lovejoy to this day because he was a martyr. He became a martyr for the abolitionist cause. I can't think of any martyrs on the pro-slavery cause, unless you want to consider the people that John Brown killed in Kansas Territory, but no one remembers their names because they were on the losing side of that issue. And like they say, the winner usually writes history. So it's a very unfortunate event. If we can't speak freely in public, that doesn't matter what side you're on. And it shouldn't be one of the most riskiest jobs in the world to speak your mind or be some sort of public figure, politician who speaks about issues like this. So, yeah. Other than that, I had a nice drive, and sorry, I don't have my tripod with me here. I'm traveling, so yeah. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot else to say. Just it's shocking. I mean, I didn't even know. I don't know much about him, so people are acting like this is like actually a good thing, and I just don't think it's never a good thing when someone gets killed for any sort of, at least in a way like this. You know, like, I don't know how to explain this, but this is not how you do it. This is just, if people are going to get killed, it needs to be on the organized battlefield where the deaths actually mean something and they're not just in vain. And I've been saying this for a while now, that if we have all this latent rage and bloodlust in our souls on this planet at this point in time, there needs to be a bloodletting. There needs to be an organized method of releasing this negative, evil energy in a way that's just contained and doesn't taint society and doesn't make you feel afraid to leave anything you consider to be your safe space. And I know that could be like a heretical thing to say, because admitting that violence of any kind could be constructive is just, pretty much sacrilege today. We've been conditioned to think that violence is never right, it never leads to anything positive. And generally that's true on the micro level for any individual person. That is basically 100% true. But you cannot deny that on the macro level in history, there are times where it has been the necessary thing to do. And I'm not going to say it's the right thing or the wrong thing, but necessary. It's the necessary thing to do. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong or good or bad, but necessary to do. And I think that's all I have to say right now. And thank you for watching, and have a good night. I will see everyone soon. Bye.